Thanks everybody for joining the call. I'm really pleased that all you guys could make it in time. And before we start with the incredible timey tip of the week, I had some talk before we started this training today, and the question what I had in my mind is, because I was working on sales letters and I was thinking, how can I give a hand on, how can I describe, how can you tell, how can you feel what the difference is between success and fail? And to picture that in your mind and make this concrete, actually you can do it on a whiteboard. I think I like a whiteboard. And you put on a whiteboard, and then you put the numbers 1 to 10 on it. And the numbers 1 to 10 are your clients, which pay you a monthly fee. And if you have 10 clients who pay you a monthly fee, then I feel you can speak about your success. Everybody get this? So your goal to call out, I'm a professional internet marketer. Now I'm successful internet marketer is I have 10 clients which pays you a monthly fee. Everybody get this? Enter yes or no. And I'm happy that you are not agreeing it. But I feel that if you put it in an in a format that you can understand and where you can work to, is 10 clients. 10 clients is it takes only 10 clients to go from a failure or not successful to successful. Okay? Now comes the second secret. Once you get this, try to understand the second statement. Okay? It is much harder to go from $0 to $2,000 than $2,000 to $10,000. Rethink this one more time. It's much harder to go from zero, from not earning money, to $2,000 than from $2,000 to $10,000 a month. Type in agree or not agree. And I'm telling you the secret why that is. Because if you will learn so much from the first 10 clients that you can apply this knowledge much easier to the next client. I remember very well my first client, and it was for AdWords and website, and I kind of knew it all, but I didn't never done for somebody else. So I had to set up hosting, clone the website, clone the AdWords campaign, see what works in their region. Oh my God. And it was because I knew that person. I wanted to help him. And so I put a lot of energy in it. But you know what? That shaped you. You will learn from that. You will learn so much that is much easier for the next client. Okay? So there are two things important. One is education. So do the right things. And do you know what the second is? What are the two important things to make you successful? Take action. You guys get it. So Tammy and me will provide you the right tools and information. But the other part is you. You have to take action, okay? If you want to go from 0 to 2000, you have to stick to it. Yes, Lawrence got it. Persistence, okay? And if you know something from me, I'm very persistent. Actually, I think a little bit too much. I almost never give up, you know? And sometimes it's good and sometimes not. But at the end, I still have a good living. So I want you guys also have a good living. Okay? So this was kind of my introduction. I'm very pleased that Tammy was willing to come up with another golden nugget. And are you guys ready for that? Okay, so let's bring in Tammy. Hi, Tammy.
Hi, I am not seeing the, oh, there, I need to see the dashboard.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Let me see, screen sharing,
Your
change presenter. Okay,
audio,
I'm working on it.
the
Okay.
audio is perfect.
Okay, good. So, does everybody see my screen? Official gold nugget? Okay, perfect. Well, Jack really did hit the nail on the head tonight when he said that success is a lot easier once you've made, a goal. It's a lot easier to make the second $1,000 than it was to make the first $1,000. It's just like if you've ever heard the stories where millionaires lose everything and then magically they are able to recreate their millions because they already did it once. So it's like once you've done it, it's like you know how to do it and you know how to get back. I have a really cool golden nugget tonight, and this is something that I think you'll really like because you can implement it immediately. You can do it tonight, you can do it tomorrow, and it will, if you apply it, create at least one client for you. So if you have some old prospects, old clients, or even old friends, you can use this 21-word email in a snail mail, or it could even work on the phone. Here's the subject line. Thought you might find this useful. Then it's hi, like hi Jack, are you still looking to grow your business? Thought you might find this useful. Then you give them some piece of information that might be useful to them. It could be a link to a video, it could be a link to a newspaper article or an online article. If you're doing snail mail, this could be a clipping. This could be something that this person might find useful if they're still looking to. It might be, are you still looking to get a new website? Are you still looking to get call tracking? Are you still looking for whatever? And it doesn't even have to be related to your business. But think about the power of this. If you sent this to someone, thought you might find this useful, it has a curiosity factor, and it's very personal, very short, to the point. And then the call to action is, would you like to? Would you like to have coffee? Would you like to have lunch? Would you like to meet me? Would you like to talk on the phone? Whatever it is, this can be a very powerful email, snail mail, handwritten note. It's so short, you could even write this on a sticky note and attach it to a clipping out of a magazine. You could use this in so many different ways. So I wanted to share this with you. It's just 21 words that can rock your world in re-engaging old prospects, old clients, or even old friends, or it can be the perfect follow-up to a meeting or a networking event. So I'm going to go ahead and leave this for now, and tonight what I'm going to share with you, obviously I gave you your golden nugget that is really valuable. I'm going to talk a little bit more about power networking. I'm going to give you an opportunity if you want to do a live strategy work session with me coming up on Wednesday. I'm going to go over our homework that so many of you did last week. I did respond, I believe, to every single person who participated, and I think we have maybe 30 to 50 people who actually wrote power pitches and submitted them into the local theme jack last week. I'm going to choose a few that I thought were good examples that will help you learn. And then I'm going to talk to you a little bit about some of the success that people are having using all of the tools and tactics and strategies that Jack and I have been sharing, because what it tells me is when people have success, they are implementing simple things, just simple little things that if you do it day in and day out, you're going to get results. And we've had some massive results and massive breakthroughs just because people were exactly what you said success was. They were consistent, they took action, they were persistent, and they actually just kept moving forward, applying the tools, applying the strategies, applying the tactics. So I'm going to go ahead and move on. And I'm going to be talking about beyond the power pitch. And tonight I want to talk to you about how to never cold call again. How many of you like to cold call? Go ahead and answer in the box if you are a yes or a no to cold calling. I'd like to see how many people are into cold calling and how many people would love it if they never had to cold call again. Okay, somebody likes to cold call, Mary Teresa. Okay, most people say, I hate it, blah, no, ugh. Okay, you're with me. Nobody likes to cold call unless you're somebody who is just, you like to meet strangers. I mean, who likes to walk into a room full of strangers and walk up to someone and say, hi, how are you? Not very many of us. So I'm going to talk about how to never, 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 ever, ever cold call again. And if you've been listening to me, I've been coming on the calls now for a few months now, and I try to give you exactly what I do. And I know for some of you, you're more advanced, some of you are more beginners, but I try to give you what works out in the real world for me. And I am not a cold caller. I am an introvert. I'm very shy. I am not the person that walks right up to someone and starts talking to them. I do like to do my speaking and my presentations because I am pre-sold to the audience as the expert authority, and I have that credibility. So I'm not afraid to do that, but I do not like the walking into a room and trying to talk to people, and I certainly don't like picking up the phone and trying to talk to somebody about something that they probably have never heard of before. The first thing I want you to ask yourself as a local marketing consultant, do you know your audience and where do they hang out? So if you can answer in the question box, if you know who your audience is, and you can either just say yes or you could even give me a clue so that I can apply what you're telling me, that would be really cool. So do you know your audience? The reason I ask this question is if you don't, know who your audience is, you are literally throwing spaghetti up against the wall and hoping it sticks, or you're shooting with bird shot instead of a rifle for the hunters out there. And if you're a fisherman, you're just using the wrong bait because you don't know what that fish is going to take. I have a son who's an avid fisherman, and believe me, I've learned a lot about marketing from my son, the fisherman, because if you think about it, you have to know exactly what the fish will bite on. You have to know the type of hook. You have to know how deep the water is. You have to know the wind, the temperature, all those things. So do you know your audience? And I've got a few people who say not really and no. Okay, if you don't know your audience, then you don't know where they hang out. I'm going to give you some places where local business people hang out, and there's quite a few, so I'm going to verbally describe them to you, okay? So this is where local business people hang out, and I'll tell you where I personally have had a lot of success with getting clients from these chambers of commerce. I have had lots of success with chambers of commerce when I am proactive and I either have done a paid sponsorship for a lunch and learn, which cost me $75 to get in front of about 50 people and do a presentation, and I of course provided a free gift for them. Great opportunity for people. Business Network International, you can have great success going into a Business Networking International situation, but there's something that a lot of people don't realize. You don't have to necessarily be a member to benefit from the mindset of a BNI group who are all into referrals. You can also join what's called the Relationship Building Network, and there are lots of them. If you're looking for local referral networks, you can always check out Meetup, or there's a group called LaTip International. And the cool thing about LaTip, I did a little research this afternoon. When I looked at LaTip, it was like, oh yeah, it's another one of those international places. But the cool thing was they list their members. How cool is that? You can go and you know all about the people who are members of LaTip because they're saying, I want to do business. I'm looking to get referrals. I'm looking for help with my marketing. And the members are listed, and you can get their names, their business, their phone number. And they also provide something really, really cool, and Jack might even be interested in this. They list all the categories of their business. So you could go in there and match the categories of all your local theme, Jack, themes that you have, and I think we're up over more than 150. Match them to the LaTip categories, boom, 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 and you would be able to find people who are your potential clients. I think that in itself is a little golden nugget that you could take to the bank. Kiwanis, Lions Club, Toastmasters, thisStage.com. You also have Rotary. Those are where the big fish in your town hang out. Those are the leaders in your communities, often the CEOs of companies or the owner decision makers go out and they do Rotary, they do Kiwanis, they do Lions Clubs. You can easily, you could become a member, you could go to one of their little networking events or their breakfast, their coffees as a guest, or of course you can be a speaker. Toastmasters, of course, is great because you can go learn how to speak and hang out with people who want to support you. You can do speed networking events. You can do the SCORE or the Small Business Development Center, SCORE, and Small Business Development Center, SBDC, are all part of the Small Business Administration. I do a lot of speaking and workshops for SCORE and for the Small Business Development Center lunch and learns. I always get in front of a minimum of about 35 people at every one of these lunch and learns, and of course I use my presentations and I use my free gift evaluation form to capture the leads, and then I follow up, and these people will beg you to work with them. Of course, again, meetup.com, there are small business groups, there are referral groups, they're all over the country, and I'm not sure if they're all over the world, but they certainly give you an opportunity to find out who's looking to hang out and find business. And then, of course, there's the Kennedy Glazer Insider Circle people. These are people who are pretty savvy, but they need marketers who are savvy too. So if you're looking to scale your business, you want to hang out with these people who are the visionaries or the leaders, the thought leaders, because they need someone to help them with their marketing. I have a lot of friends who do work for some of these big thought leaders. They help them publish books, they help them with their websites. There's a lot of work out there for local marketing consultants. And then, of course, you can create small business seminars and workshops either yourself or you can be invited. I personally think that creating your own live events is a really cool way to get out there and to sell your services without selling. As you know, I'm a huge believer in what I call teach marketing, where you are show and tell, and if you can show and tell, you can show and sell, and it's not the icky sales that all of us are so afraid of. I used to stand there and tell myself, I'm not a salesman, I'm not a salesperson, I hate salesmen, because we have this image of people who sell as being liars, cheats, they steal from you, they're not in it for you, they're just in it to sell you something that you really don't want. That was my image of a salesperson. But I saw myself as a teacher, an educator, a helper. And when I changed my mindset about who I was, and I turned it from being an icky salesperson trying to sell somebody something they didn't want to being, I'm here to help you, and what I have for you is valuable. I am your teacher. I am your advocate, educator. All of a sudden, I started to present, and my credibility and my authority went way up. And I have create live events, a couple things. You can be a teacher and get involved at the local community college level or high school level where they have adult continuing education. You could even be making $25, $30 an hour to go out and present your services in an educational way. And then these people know, like, and trust you. They turn around and hire you. One time I had a class, I only had 3 people show up, but out of the 3, guess how many clients I got? I got 3 clients. One of them was maybe a $300 little mini website, but the other one turned out to be a $10,000 website with some continuity where I developed an entire membership site for him, and he was my client for more than a year, paying me about $1,000 a month. So these little classes or these speaking events or these one-off, one-to-one lunches that you might have can turn into reoccurring income. And of course, we don't want to forget social media networking, the organic and the paid advertising. don't think that paid advertising is bad. You can make some big money using paid advertising on social media. For example, YouTube ads. Huge opportunities for your clients if you help them make paid ads on YouTube. You can use the ads for yourself. Facebook advertising. People are using Facebook and targeting exactly the people. That's why I asked you, do you know your audience? They're targeting their exact audience, and then they turn around and retarget using the retargeting pixel, and not only Facebook, but also with YouTube and with Google, they can retarget. And even with Apple, Apple even has ads now. There's a whole arena opening up. And then, of course, you know how powerful groups are. You know how powerful local community web pages are. You can do a lot and get a lot of leverage in your local community just by participating in local groups, such as, let's say, a Chamber of Commerce, or often there are many groups online that are talking about wanting to do referral business, or they just want to promote each other or their businesses. So I'm going to take a little break now from the educational component, and I want to talk to you about what is happening on Wednesday. Wednesday is all about the fact that we just talked about we know where to look for our clients, and now you need to know how to turn them into clients, customers, and cash. So on Wednesday, I'm going to have a strategy session for the Power Pitch Pro 2 members, and I've already talked about Power Pitch 2, the power networking. It's part of, if you remember, we did Power Pitch 1 where we learned what to say, and Power Pitch 2 is all about now what? What do we do now that we know what to say, and what are we going to do? So what I did is I came up with a get a new client this week blueprint that I'm going to share on Wednesday for the Power Pitch Pro 2 members. So it'll be a step-by-step how to get a new client this week and every week. So I will share with you my personal client getting strategies in a blueprint 1, 2, 3, 4 fashion for that. Now let's move on and let's talk about what happened with our homework. This was actually fun. Last Sunday, I believe it was, or Tuesday, I can't remember because I've been so busy this week, we talked about developing our power pitches, and we got a lot of people who were really, they did their homework. So the cool part about that is I was able to see where people were having a little bit of trouble applying the power pitch formula. So the biggest mistake that I saw with the majority of local marketers is they wanted to say right out of the gate, I am an internet marketing consultant. Like, hi, I'm Tammy. I'm an internet marketing consultant. I help online businesses, okay? That is the biggest mistake that you can make. It's not about you. And this is a really good lesson that if you can take this concept and apply it and always be thinking about providing value to your local clients or potential clients, and it's all about them. If you can remember, it's not ever about you. People do not care about you. They care about them. What's in it for me? So I took this example, and I'm thanking the person who did this because they did the editing and the homework until they made it better and better and better. So I'm very pleased to share this. So they started out, I am an internet marketing consultant. I help online businesses get more clients and customers from the net and improve the ROI on their promotional budgets. Okay, so when I went back and talked to this person, I said, well, number one, it's not about you. It's about them, and make sure that you use words that everybody will understand. Not everybody understands words like ROI. You would think that a business person would, but I've met many business people who don't really understand the acronyms for different terms because maybe that's not what they do. If you're the CEO of a company, you might not have the marketing because you have delegated that to somebody else. You're the big picture person, but yet you make all these decisions. In the classes I teach at Florida Gulf Coast University, I had 45 people in my social media foundations class, and out of all those people, I would say that 85% of them were actually the CEOs of big companies. I was shocked at the level of people who came to learn about social media foundations of marketing because they needed to learn the language of social media and internet marketing. That's why they came. I can't say that they did a very good job on their homework, but they certainly learned the language so that they could go back and delegate that to someone, or if somebody called them on the phone, they would understand what that person was actually trying to sell them. So better is, of course, the I help statement. I help business managers, very specific, I help business managers get all the internet traffic and customers they want. Now that's a pretty powerful sentence. Better. Are you getting all the internet traffic and customers you want? I can help you get closer to that goal. So you're asking somebody a question, you're always going to engage them because it's a question. So that's someone's homework. Here's another example. Again, it's not about you, so don't say this. Don't say I'm a website developer and internet marketing consultant. You're going to scare them away. As soon as you say I'm a website developer and internet marketing consultant, they immediately think you're going to try to sell me something. So start here. So in my editing, I got rid of the first sentence there and I said start here. I help local service businesses get noticed online, and then I edited out which in turn gets them, and I changed it so they get. You want to have this language as natural and as humanly speakable as possible. So I help local service businesses get noticed online so they get new clients and increase sales. If you would like to know how you can increase your sales from the internet, I invite you to call me today at. Okay, think about it. You could leave this as a telephone message. You could say this in person. You could even write this in an email or a snail mail. There are some really cool things that you can do with snail mail, and I have done them where I actually take screenshots of their website, maybe circle in red some problem they have, and I don't tell them what their problem is, but then I slap a little sticky note on it, and handwrite a very short note. I can help you, and I get people to phone me back. Here's another one. You don't want to ever be submissive or meek, and this one it's very nice. But if you're talking to someone, you don't need to say, thanks for asking what I do. Yes, it is friendly and it's nice, but it immediately puts you into a submissive position with that person, like they're giving you permission to speak to them. So if you say, thanks for asking what I do, yes, it's a very nice thing, so don't think I'm telling you don't say thank you to people. I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't say it immediately. So you could start with, I work with growing companies who understand automated systems are key to their growth. If it is done on a computer by hand, we can automate it. We believe that automation is the key to success. With our solutions, employees and owners can work on higher value problems, and then the idea is to hand them the card and ask for theirs. So this power pitch is all about, hey, if it can be done on a computer by hand, we can automate it. That's kind of a cool sentence, because you're kind of like, wow, think of all the things that I do by hand or put into a computer that if it was automated, how many hours could I save? So think about that. But again, the example here is don't be submissive or meek. Let's see what this one is. This one was kind of an interesting one. This one, short, sweet, curiosity. Curiosity is one of the most important things, that if you can pique curiosity, you have their attention, and more than likely you're going to get them to engage with you. So this was one that someone turned in. My credibility enhancement service helps get local businesses found online. My customers love the value I provide to their marketing. And you're sitting there going, what the heck does that mean? So the interesting part about this is credibility enhancement service. So it's like, I wonder what that means. And so my curiosity is piqued, and I really did. When I read this, I went, really? What does that mean? So even though I personally don't like the term credibility enhancement service, I like this because it shows imagination, and that's what you want to do. You definitely want to use your imagination and have fun with this. You don't have to just use exactly what Tammy said to use. Play with it, make it your own, put it into your voice, but once you have it, it's yours, and you'll know what to say every single time somebody helps you, and it will make it so that you'll never be tongue-tied again, or you'll never be like, you know, the deer in the headlights. It's really important that you get your power pitch down, because it is a tool for you to use to make your life easier so that you can get more clients that lead to more consultations, that lead to more cash in your pocket. This one, I want to tell you about some of our success stories, and I'm only going to tell you about a few, but I think it's important because it gives you hope, and it makes me feel like, wow, people are listening to me, and it motivates me, because if nobody was ever using anything that I was teaching, think about it, I'd be like, no, nobody loves me, nobody cares. But because people are using what I teach and saying, hey, Tammy, I got prospects, it thrills me to no end. And then, of course, I dig deeper and come up with more good ideas and say, well, I did this, this worked really well, or this is working now, and I want to share it. So local business consultant Elaine Davis, she's in Hawaii, she used the power pitch and she got 3 hot prospects in less than 3 days. What did she do? She went out and she went, I believe one was to a BNI meeting, a chamber meeting, and then one of her power pitches landed her an appointment with a plastic surgeon, and I don't know the results of that meeting yet, but she got real people who were real prospects, who could become real clients, who could lead to consultations that would lead to cash. So I think it's really important that you can understand the power of the power pitch. Dean Renfro, he's a very actually high-level marketer, and he's part of Local Theme Jack. He actually called the power pitch system the $1 million message. So think about that, the $1 million message. This is a good one, and I think Terry's on the call tonight. Terry Hudson is a local business consultant in Texas, and this story is kind of funny. He actually bugged me for my website presentation before I even had it available to the public, and for my evaluation form, and it was like, oh, I'm not ready, but I finally sent it to him, and he went out and he used it, and he did some presentations, and he just wrote me the other day, and he said, I got a 20% $2,500 real estate client, and he's been invited to do more presentations. And that was like a $27 product that he bought to get access to this information. And think about it, that is a real like 1,000% return on investment, because not only did he get money from the real estate client, he got invited to do more presentations. I just saw a little typo here. Oops, my key. Okay, major breakthrough, Chamber of Commerce Video Marketing Day. Many of you were involved with video marketing agency, and the bonus part of that was actually my cash flow system that I made $4,500 in a day at a local Chamber of Commerce. Well, Yvonne Herbst, who's a New Jersey video marketing consultant, she has been working on this for a while, and just last week she says, Tammy, the local Chamber of Commerce approved the local video marketing day, and she's putting it together now. So she took an idea that I had used here in Florida that has been successful several times, took it to New Jersey, and created a Chamber of Commerce Video Marketing Day right there in New Jersey. Boom. It's going to be cash in Yvonne's pocket. And the thing that makes this so hot is the fact that she learned it, she saw the value of it, she applied it, she persisted in getting this Chamber of Commerce. She jumped through all their hoops, and guess what? They approved it, and now she's going to reap the rewards. That's what it's all about. You have to take action, you have to be persistent, and you have to believe that you can be successful. Here is one from Don Seals, and he, I think, it seems to me like he's in either Montana or Colorado. He's somewhere in that part of the country. He got 2 appointments with his power pitch, and this is the one that he used. He said, hi, I'll just say, hi Bill, this is Don Seals. I consult with business owners, and I'm not sure which niche. I think he's actually was talking to electricians. And then he said, who are struggling, often frustrated when marketing online. I use potent, that's a powerful word, potent, proven strategies, custom tailored to your business, that can find, attract, and engage new clients and earn more money, even if nothing they have done has worked for them before. This is a direct lesson out of the power pitch that Don took and he applied, and he said he got 2 appointments with this. If you want to see some of the comments, you can see them in the local theme jack, where people will write to me, and then of course I will talk back to them and share, because Jack and I both interact a lot in the different Facebook groups that are related to these. I'm very active in local theme jack, Leads Master Pro, and of course the Mastermind site. So we've been on the call now about 45 minutes, and again, I just want to remind you that now we know where to find our clients, we know what to say to our clients. Now, how in the world do we turn it into clients, customers, and cash? And I've told you about Power Pitch Pro before, but I don't know that you actually got what it was all about and the power of why you need to build on your foundation. After you know what to say, well, now what? And Power Pitch Pro 2 is the now what, because it helps you to apply all of this stuff that I talk about to getting your actual clients. So on Wednesday at 8, we're going to have a big strategy session for Power Pitch Pro members. And yes, I'm going to record it. And in this session, and I actually scheduled it from 8 to 11, and I don't know if it's going to take that long, but I want to be sure that everybody gets attention, so I scheduled it for a long period of time. and we're going to go over step by step the Power Pitch Pro blueprint and how you can apply this to get real clients, customers, and cash at least one a week. And I think it's important that you understand that it's all about taking action, and you have to take action. It's not about me trying to do the work for you. I can only guide you, and like we can provide you with all the tools. We can tell you how to do it. We can show you how to do it, but you have to learn how to do it and apply it. And that's why I'm always talking about learn, engage, apply, and prosper, or LEAP, because once you actually apply all of the stuff that we talk about and teach, you turn that knowledge into money. And that's what I've done. That's what Jack has done. That's what Yvonne did. That's what Don is doing. That's what Elaine Davis is doing. That's what Terry Hudson is doing. That's what Dean Renfro does. I mean, there are a lot of people that I'm not even touching on that's what they're doing. So I'm going to go ahead and click back on to the very first tip I gave you about re-engaging your old customers, clients, and old friends with the 21 words that will rock your world, because that was my official golden nugget tip for tonight. Does anybody have any questions?
So let me ask a question before we kick off the questions.
Okay.
To the members. So enter yes if you have less than 10 clients currently paying you a monthly fee. Enter yes if you have less than 10 clients paying you a monthly fee. So let's enter yes or no, okay? So I like to see all your guys' response. Okay, I see a lot yeses, but I don't see from all of you guys an answer, okay? So, next question. Terry has 9, so that's good. So, and other one, I only see yeses at the moment. Chris said no, so that's good. So, would you like to get set up for a new client this week? Would you like to get set up for a new client this week? Would you like to get the training what we have in mind to get a new client this week? Several, please. Okay. Okay. So Tammy came up with this idea. Okay. So this all Tammy brain. So I'm just translating Tammy's work. So Wednesday we will have a special client getting training. In order to get this training, it is part of the power networking, the $1 million power networking, special P, okay? So that will be part of it. If you are serious to get new clients, I highly recommend to join that call, and you can join that call as a member of the Power Network Special P. My mind, and correct me if I'm wrong, this training tonight was one of the better ones. I really felt engaged, and I got so many. I make screenshots too, really. I make screenshots too of the scripts. I'm going to implement them too. So I think with Tammy's help, we can get rid of the cold calling, which most of us don't like. But of course, we have to do something, and Tammy is going to provide you the training to do that something. Okay, so when we started off this training, we started off to agree that there are two things important. One is good training and one is implementation. So Wednesday we will focus on get that training. Okay, so if you want to become successful, get 10 clients, I highly recommend to jump on this. Okay, everybody agree? Say yes or no if you agree with me on this. So the call will get recorded. If you are in another time zone, that's fine. But Tammy is willing to share all that training. I don't know why you shouldn't jump on the call, on that call. I would really not understand it. To get a new client for $47 with that good training. So this will be part of the Power Network Special P. So I think I put it in the chat box. But Tammy decided, because there actually are two sides in it. We provided training a couple of weeks ago, and we got your guys' feedback about how you created your power pitch, how you handle certain things. So Tammy took this to her and created something what will help you to get those clients. So if you don't like cold call, if you have lesser than 10 clients, if you want to succeed to get those 10 clients, I highly recommend to grab this special deal and jump on that web and Wednesday call. So Tammy is answering your guys' question in the background, so I appreciate that. But I just wanted to give my view on this, and I felt very engaged in this training. And I got some really good nuggets, and I will implement also in local team Jack. Those slogans, and those in the email, they work. They bounded with me. I felt engaged. So I'm really motivated. I'm really excited to have that call on Wednesday. That is a one-time, $47 one-time. Is that, Tammy? How much is it?
Right, for this, I'll just recap a little bit. We had Power Pitch, which was our what to say training, and that was level 1. And then Power Pitch Pro 2 is our level 2 training, which is basically, now that you know what to say, this is what's next. And it's all about how to actually move out of your 10-second speech to your 1-minute presentation to actually getting clients and customers. And I'm going to actually share my personal blueprint with these Power Pitch Pro 2 members, because I want people to understand that it does not stop at what you say. It's what you say is going to grab their attention, but now what? It's what you do, how you present yourself, and I give you the foundation so that you can get that one client a week. That's the goal. For every 10 people you talk to, you probably can get one client if you're talking to the right people. That's why I had this very specific question. Do you know your audience and where do they hang out? Because if you don't know who your potential clients are, that's work you have to do. And one of the things I just really want to point out to everybody is that it is work. It isn't like I can just give you this magic, for $27, $47 is the magic pill. I can give you really solid, valuable training strategies. I can give you how to do it, but in the long run, you have to actually do the work. You have to apply it to you. You have to apply it to what you're doing. So you have to know who your audience is, and of course I'm here to guide you, to help you, to give you advice. Okay, you've got that. Now, I'm the cheerleader. I'm the person who says go out and do it. I know that the people who did the mastermind, one of their favorite parts was the accountability, because it was like, did you call your 10 people this week? Did you send out your 10 emails? Did you do your homework this week? And if they didn't, and they knew that our call was coming up, it was like, oh my God, and they would actually do something right before the call, and sometimes that action they took meant they actually got a client because they walked in to a local store and they sold them, something, or they at least talked to someone. That's the power of this. Now, I also want to point out that if you're already a Power Pro 2 networking person, you've already bought it, great. Just go into your membership and sign up for the webinar. You've got it. So you're golden. You don't have to buy anything. You've already got it. So if you've already got your Power Pro 2, that is the level 2 version of Power Pitch, then you're fine. You just have to go into your membership, click on the go to webinar registration, send that in, and you'll get your login information. And if you're not a Power Pitch 2 person, then of course you need to go sign up so that you can get in on this call, because this is an action strategy session, workshop. And what I did, and I learned a lot from everybody who participated when I did the Power Pitch workshops. We actually did 4 of them, and that was in a $27 product. We actually did 4 live Power Pitch workshops, and the people who came and did the homework, they benefited. Elaine Davis was one of those people, and again, she showed up for every single one of those live workshops, and she was actually writing and applying and engaging in real time. We'd have a meeting on Wednesday. She'd show up Thursday to say, this is what I did yesterday, and I got these prospects, and we got business from it. So this is what I know. I know that the people who are action takers, they get a lot of benefit out of all of this information that I share. And I know that, if you're not an action taker, then you probably won't get any benefit out of it, because if you don't do anything, you're not going to move forward. But if you're somebody who's ready to grow your business and to take what you've got, you've got your hub business with your local theme jack themes, you've got that hub, and you can take that and go out and create this very successful business. Like Jack said, if you have 10 customers and they're paying you on a reoccurring monthly basis, you've got a business. And until you've got a business, you've kind of got a part-time job or a hobby that you're making money from. So what I'm trying to help you do is I'm trying to help you take that leap of faith in yourself and prove to you that if you just apply all of this knowledge that you're getting, write your power pitch, and I tell you, okay, now we're going to go get you in front of people, talking to people. We're going to get you going on some type of a marketing plan to move yourself forward. The biggest problem that most of us as local marketers have is we're like, you know, it's the old story about the cobbler his kids are barefoot because he's so busy making shoes for everybody else. What I'm trying to tell you is that you have to take the time to know who you are and who your audience is so that you can be of the best service to not only your clients and customers, but to yourself and your family. And that way you'll be able to create a scalable business and be what we call successful, because you're going to be providing a constant stream of value month after month to these people. And believe me, they will grow to love you, and you will become their marketing person. You will be the marketing guy, the marketing gal. Some of them will even call you their IT person, even though you're not. But that's, in their mind, you are all things internet, or you are all things marketing. That's what happens as you develop this relationship with people.
Okay. Anybody questions about the coming Wednesday special training by Tammy? So, who likes to attend coming Wednesday? Enter yes or no. Paul said yes, Nick said yes, Arlene said no, Jim said yes, Charles said yes, of course. Vadim said yes, Stuart said yes. Laney said, I want to have prior commitment. Laney, you will have access because I think you are the Power Networking member.
Laney, Laney, is that a, yeah, Lenny.
Lenny.
She's my, yeah, her name I think is Elaney, but she goes by Lenny. She's my poster child for success.
So Gary said prior commitment. So we will record it. So no excuse not to watch the recording. So Vadim said, Tammy, you are awesome. Thank Jack. And then Garrett said, I will have to do the replay. I will be busy in that evening. Okay. So don't forget to grab it because you have to be a member of Power Networking too. Lenny said yes, and then Gary said thanks.
And I want to clarify that this power pitch to the networking course, this is it's not just the call. It is an entire 10-module course that if you go through that before the call on Wednesday, you're going to be in a pretty good position to know what to do. And then I added this live strategy call to it to make it be actionable for you so that you're not just getting some education. I'm giving you this live support, and I'm going to share my personal blueprint with you. And think about it, most people don't give you as much personal stuff as I do. If you've been in any of my courses or in my products, you know that I participate, I talk to you personally, I give you advice, I share what I have done, both things that have worked and things that I know that have not worked. I did want to answer a question I saw earlier. It was related to the Video Marketing Day. And the Video Marketing Day was part of Video Marketing Agency, which was leadsmasterpro.com VMA. And it was actually the bonus where I actually gave you 4.5 hours of training all about how I did a video marketing day for a local chamber of commerce, and I share how I set it up and the whole thing in that training, and it came as a bonus with Video Marketing Agency, and right now that's the only way that you're able to get access to that information.
Okay, and then I saved a question, and that question was related to that email script. And the question was, what if we don't know what they are looking for? We haven't talked to them in a while.
Well, okay, this is not meant, this script is not meant for people that you really don't know. If you know somebody, it doesn't have to be about business. Let's say that you are friends with, I don't know, a friend and he loves bass fishing. So you're just trying to reconnect, thought you might find this useful. Hi, Bill, are you still looking to go find the lunker bass in Lake Okeechobee? Thought you might find this useful. Click. Or it could be a photo, or it could be a product. It could be, if it's related to business, if you know people, that's one of the things that when you're out there networking and talking to people, ask them questions about themselves. What do they like? What are their charities? What do they like to do for a hobby? What's their family doing? You don't just go out and sell people things. You create relationships. The more personal your relationship, even if it's at arm's length, the better. If you're able to say, you know, hey Jack, how is your son's tuba lessons coming along? Or, hey Jack, did your daughter win the volleyball tournament? I remember the last time I talked to you, your daughter was going to a volleyball tournament. How did that turn out? Something like that. So that's like Jack would go, oh, they care about me. They're asking me about my kids. Or you might find something about how to develop you know, the athlete, or about how to make sure that your kids are healthy when they're participating in sports and band. You know, I mean, it doesn't have to be, I thought this might be of interest or useful in a business way. It could be anything. And again, this is meant that you're trying to re-engage people. Maybe you didn't do a follow-up with them, but now you're going, ah, crap, what am I going to do? I didn't follow up after I said I would. So you send them something like this. It's friendly. It's not, you're not trying to sell them anything. You're opening the door. It's an easy door opener. And again, would you like to have coffee, meet, whatever? You know, again, you can't always do everything in the virtual world, and if you're trying to, you're going to slow down your success rate quite a bit. But if you mix it up, you know, you have some email, you have some snail mail, you have some personal stuff, you're going to be able to get, like Jack said, earning that first couple $1,000s. For me, I started in May of 2010, and the first month I made about $600. The second month I think I made about $2,000, and then I made, maybe I had like another $2,500. But by month 6, I was able to quit my job, and when I quit my full-time job and focused on my internet marketing bill, all of a sudden my income tripled and I went up to about $2,500 a month, which was really good for me because I'd only been making a couple $1,000s at a job that was sucking the life out of me. So you think about, and then it just kind of snowballs from there on
It took
how your business grows.
it took me longer. So I started in kind of say August in 2009, more or less for my own local business, and I did the internet marketing for, but it really took me probably 2-3 years to really take off, because what I did is I watched a lot of webinars and bought products, but the thing what I didn't do is implement it. So I became an expert, and but was not good in getting clients, I think. And that hurdle, the first 10, that was the biggest hurdle to me. So can this script, I have a question for Tammy. Can this script also be used for cold prospecting? So like something like, are you still looking for more business? Is that
Yes. Did you say cold prospecting or call?
cold? So in cold
Okay.
email, you never have send them an email, and you send them this email.
I think that you could use this is designed to be used as a re-engagement email, but if you think about it, you can use this any way that you choose, because you're, even if you're sending somebody something like business, like thought you might find this useful. Hi, Jack, are you still looking to find out more about Google's updates? Well, even if they weren't, they probably are going to go, oh, I better find out what Google's updates are. And then, of course, if you attach something about the latest Google thing or the latest online marketing thing, that could be helpful. I think, again, this 21 words can be applied to anything, and it's only limited by your imagination. I think you could make
I was thinking to use this script, and so, like you said, are you still looking for more business? So everybody needs more business, So 90% needs more business. So talk you might is useful, and then you refer them to the Google link, but you you tell them about Google, and maybe would you like to check if your website is mobile friendly, and you send them to your digital marketing team, and you iframe the Google mobile checker. So I think with that you have created that curiosity, and now on your digital marketing team does the sale for you. So that was my thought. So I learned something today.
Good.
I created some other screenshots too. So I love to see you all on Wednesday, 8 o'clock. If you cannot join live, we will record it. Tammy and my goal is you guys to have 10 clients. So instead of having the intention, you realize your goal. So like I said in the beginning, it has two parts. One is good training, and the second one is action. So it's up to you if you take this great offer, and we love to see you on Wednesday, 8 o'clock.
Week. So I don't know where you are or everything, but if it's to get one client this week, you should hand pick the client you want to become your client. That's what I did. I looked at all the magazines that I could get my hands on that were local magazines. I picked up coupon books. I drove around and I looked at billboards. I went into restaurants. I'm one of those people that I pick up whatever I see. I went and I looked for people's business cards. I looked at Chamber of Commerce directories. And what I did was I said, who is spending money? So write yourself a note. Number one, who is spending money on advertising? Okay? Choose whoever it is that you think would be a good client. And then I did research on that client. I looked up to see, do they have a website? Do they have Facebook? Do they have YouTube? What services of value, what value can I bring to that client? Number two, and did you know that you could actually be making money for your own research? And I'll talk about this on Wednesday, how you can actually make money on the research that you do trying to determine if you can help somebody, because that's what I did. I turned my personal time in. I always think about, am I making money? Is this going to turn into cash in my pocket if I spend time doing this research? And if the answer is yes, then I go, okay, then I keep moving forward. But I'm going to show you how I do that on Wednesday. But write that down. Who do you want to be your client? The second you actually make a decision on who you're going to serve and what value you can bring to them and start working towards that, guess what? Something magic happens. You become like very attractive and magnetic to that group of people. Once you know who your audience is and who you're serving, you become like a magnet, because you're saying, I am here to provide value. And it sounds woo-woo, but it isn't. It's just the way things work. Okay, so you choose your client, and then you talk to them. You can do it as simple as pick up the phone. You could write a letter. You could take this email that I gave you here. You could send them this email. You could write this on a note, on an article that you found. Maybe your client, let's say that I'll just pull a client out of the air. Let's just say that you're going to go after the local plastic surgeon. That's what I did. I found the plastic surgeon in town that was spending a lot of money, and I saw that I could save him a lot of money because he was spending money for inside front covers of local magazines. He was spending money in glossy magazines. He was spending money in the local newspaper, but his website sucked. It had his name misspelled. So I took that opportunity. I found that he was on Facebook, and I friended him. And I said, I can help you fix the misspellings on your website. Your name is misspelled. Do you want help? And I developed this relationship. It took me a couple weeks, but he became one of my first clients because I looked to see what value could I give to him. And he went from a $350 a week, or excuse me, a month client, because when I started I had no clue on how much to charge, to a $1,000 a month client. And I did a lot of work for him, more on a retainer fee. Same thing with my pest control company that I did business with. I looked to see what are they doing, and then they needed a website. They had a bad website. I can tell you right now that the lowest hanging fruit for most entry-level local consulting is helping them either fix their website or give them a better website, because many people have icky old websites. Go look at attorneys in your own hometown, and you're going to find many of them went with like Find Law or something. They have videos. The videos aren't working for them. They're not even optimized. They're locked onto their website. They're not on YouTube. Those videos aren't helping those people. Right there, money that you could be getting. You just have to open your mind to all the possibilities, and you're going to find that first client. But you have to choose. You have to know who is your client, who is the client. You can handpick the person or the business you want. That's how I did it, and that's how I got my very first client, by literally hand picking that person and seeing how I could help him. And then I created a know, like, trust relationship, and I offered him, a low entry point, which was, I can fix your website. And then it went from there. Then it was, oh, I can do your Google Places at the time, which is now Google Plus Local. Oh, I can create an email campaign for you. Oh, I can create videos for you. Oh, I can do your Facebook for you. I can train your staff how to use Facebook. So if you see what I'm saying, how you can snowball your relationships by, oh, I can do this, but first you have to get that one client started. So that's what you need to do. And seriously, take a piece of paper and write notes. Go gather up all of the magazines, the newspapers, the telephone books, everything that you can find in your local community, and see who's spending money. And you're going to find out that there's lots of opportunity, from everything from websites to reputation to Google AdWords to Facebook ads to YouTube. Just tons and tons of local marketing opportunities.
Okay, so before we end this call, everybody got the link? I want to make sure that before we close this webinar, you got the link and you are able to join the call on Wednesday. Enter yes or no if you got the link. So we feel good that we closed training.
We'll have fun.
Yeah, this was one of the better training. I really enjoyed it.
Good.
So thanks everybody for joining. We will have some more training on Tuesday, and Wednesday will be the real meat to get new clients. So thanks everybody. As always, we appreciate that you leave a post in Facebook, what you think about this training, and I would love to see you on the next training. Thank you so much.